When's the last time you felt like you had all the time you needed, all the resources you needed, all the tools you needed? You looked at your week, it was just perfect. Everything that you wanted it to be and do was just like set, and you just were going to float through your week with calmness and clarity and total zen. I bet that's been a while, right? Like maybe since before you had a job. I don't know. But for me as a leader, I feel constantly pulled past my capacity, I guess I would say. And I think a lot of people can relate. In fact, I was on a call not that long ago with a pastor who was just feeling that way, just like totally pulled past his capacity, a little bit out of control, as we all feel. I mean, I feel that way every single Monday as a pastor. But he was really sensing like there was more going on than he could personally handle at that time. And the church he was leading had sort of hit this kind of ceiling, and he was unsure exactly how to approach it and how to get past that and get moving again. And so we got on the phone, we started having this conversation, and I was just listening, and really he was overwhelmed, not because he lacked passion, vision, or leadership ability. Actually, he's quite capable. He's a great communicator. He's a really good leader. He has a very great personality, a super strong foundation for leadership. But it became clear the problem wasn't his capacity. It was actually the systems that he was using that had stayed the same as what he had been using before. And, that's actually good news, because systems can be rebuilt. They can be upgraded. They can be adapted. And it really should be that we do move out. We do outgrow our previous season. I want to say today that systems are for seasons, and they are not intended to last forever. So that should help us to go, oh, so then it's okay for me to change systems when I'm changing seasons. Yes, I think it's actually not okay. It's essential. Quick differentiation, personal systems versus organizational systems. We all need personal systems for things like how we manage our time, our energy, our money, our priorities, our routines. Those are all very important, and those count in this conversation about seasons, and how when you move through, if you've ever been through a parenting season, you realize your system for managing your family schedule in one season, if you have one child, is not the same as your system when you have 3 kids, which that turns into chaos really fast, right? But so the same thing goes for your personal systems as a leader. Also, your organizational systems is how you manage your team, your ministry, your communication, your events, your onboarding, your follow-up, all those things. We need to adapt our systems through the seasons for those things. This pastor had outgrown actually both. And so the great news was, whoa, these things can be fixed and changed and adapted. And it wasn't personal to him to go, oh, I'm just not the right person, which is how I think a lot of us feel a lot of the time when we feel like we've hit our capacity. We wonder, am I the right person to keep going with this? And so here's an application for spiritual entrepreneurs. My favorite category of leader to help is a spiritual entrepreneur. If you are that person, whether you're leading a church, a nonprofit, or a movement, I think this matters a lot. And every growth phase demands a system shift. And so I want to encourage you not to confuse that feeling of capacity limit with system, outgrowth, which a lot of us face. So just as you think about, well, what am I supposed to do if I'm feeling like I'm at my capacity and I might need systems to change, but I don't know exactly how to have that conversation with myself? Here's a few next steps. First thing, audit your systems. You can do that by asking yourself, what's not working that used to? And this might be some sub-questions. Where are the fires flaring up constantly? When you're looking at your last 30 days as an example and go, when did I really feel like fires were flaring up? The wheels started to come off. We created chaos. We kept having customer problems, or people were falling through the cracks, or we had more conflict than we normally do. You can start asking those questions. You can ask, where do you feel the most chaos or confusion? And those are the places where the systems need to come in and help clarify. And so then I would say, once you kind of identify those areas, it'll probably start to become clear to you relatively quickly how you can start to solve this problem, or at least which system you need to rebuild in order to do that. But I would encourage you to choose one this week and try to rebuild one this week. Maybe it's how you delegate, how you plan your calendar, how you onboard volunteers, how you communicate with donors, whatever the thing is, and make a 2.0 version. Just create something new. And the other thing is, I would encourage you to invite outside eyes. Get someone else to look at this and go like, hey, I think I'm hitting this wall in this area, and here's what I think I want to change systems-wise. Can you give me your input? A lot of times that can take us out of the huge problem we're having with just getting clear on this and get you out of over-analysis into action. That's really what's going to make the difference. And as a mentor, coach, and a friend, I would love to be a part of that, help you see some blind spots. If you would like to have a 30-minute strategy call with me, we can go to work on this and help you really get some progress really fast. I can do that for free as an introductory offer to what I do for coaching leaders and churches. And I want to encourage you to remember that systems don't limit your calling. They actually support it. That you are the right person to do the thing that you felt called to do, that you just need to build the right systems and team around you. And again, I would love to help you do that. I know God's got some special things in store for you this week, whether you are doing some kind of small venture that's just starting, or whether you're like me, maybe you're leading a church that feels like it's growing and you've got to constantly keep up with making changes and shifts. We can do this together, and I know you're going to have a great week. I'd encourage you to get started now. Go audit those systems and see where you need to make a shift.